Greetings, ladies and gentle players. It's another wonderful Monday this February of 2024, making it a wonderful day for the murder. And I've actually got a murder for you that I think all of you are going to like, and it's also a murder that I don't normally give you. See, for those of you who do not know, I have myself a Patreon. And on that there Patreon, I review professional games every weekend. Every Saturday, I've got a study session. We go over pro games. This one was actually from Saturday. I did not mean to upload it to YouTube, but after thinking about it, it's really too good. I cannot keep it from you guys as a whole. So if any of you have ever wondered what the whole Saturday study group thing is where we go over pro games, it's kind of a little bit like this. And this game, oh boy, it could have been a candidate for the bloodiest game of this year, but I suspect already it's not going to win out, so I was okay showing it to my patrons, and then on second thought, I'm showing it to you as well. Now, in this game, it's not just about a player who is, capturing a bunch of stones or whatever. It's also about the shapes that they're making, how they're going about it, what kind of little mistakes they're avoiding while they're going about capturing. There's just a lot of really, really good lesson material here from these players that I don't think anyone's really ever heard of, but even like the worst professional, and I'm not saying that's them for the record, but even the worst professional, if we were to look at one of their games, eventually you would find a game that is just like, oh, yeah, that right there is why he's a professional. Even if he can't pull that out like every single game, you can see that's how he got here, right? And this game is very much like that. Like all the stars aligned, and one of the players in this game just showcases exactly why he's a professional player, and it's just a joy to behold, and I really hope you guys enjoy this as well. So enough of me. Go see past me talking about the game. Think you're gonna like it. Oh, and if you do want to be a patron, links are down below. Alright, so greetings everyone. Today looking over so much death. There is so much death. That said, I know it won't qualify for Bloodiest of 2024, so we're going to look at it now. Quick little information about these particular players. They have played a few times before. Let's see, before this game, they were 1-1, so they trade wins and losses. Though, recently, Black has been promoted to 8-dan professional since the last time they've played. So he's been improving a bit. So that's pretty cool. Always love to see it. They've both got quite a number of games under their record. They've got roughly 350, 400-ish respectively. And they win about half their games. Oh, actually, no, I read that wrong. 350 and 250 respectively. And they win about half their games, which is what you usually expect in your average professional player. They're going to win half and they're going to lose half. Yeah, so we have here and here and here and here. 3 4s versus 4 4s. Black approaches on the inside. White encloses as a result, partially because he probably does not want to like get a back off here into like another approach to also expand and just be attacked immediately at the start of the game. So he's chilling, picking up points. Black decides to lead. I mean, easy follow-up. It's either that or... I mean, you could pincer, I guess, but this is a lot safer. So yeah, bop bop. Easy Joe Seki. And now we have Sente for Black. And Black now gets to decide the kind of game that he wants to play. Now he's showing on the board right now double 4/4 points and a wall. The wall gives influence. He could, hypothetically, just expand back, which is okay. Take, a moderate amount of territory from your wall. maybe expand it later, maybe don't, who knows. That would be fine because we're outvaluing what white has on the top of the board, right? We don't need a lot. We just need more than this right now. And an expansion over to here should get more than that. So you could do. Absolutely 100% could do. You could also decide, you know, influence plus influence plus influence. Yeah, we're going to go for a whole boatload of more influence. And now you have my attention. Hane, focusing on the territory. Focusing on the influence. Territory. Getting a wall. Granting 5th line territory. Now I'm very, very interested because this is a big decision to make. He's already granted his opponent like 22 points by picking this variation, which means what he's doing here has to really, really work out. All right. Now, instead of just the 22 points, okay, so it's almost 40 points. We're literally 1 point shy plus Comey of like being at 40 points. That is not an insignificant number of territories. That is a lot. It's more than 1 or 2, you might say. Drops down, okay, gives him some endgame possibilities, and stops white from continuing to press. Now, white could have pressed here, admittedly, but then you've got this kind of thing, right? And suddenly, that gamble of sorts is paying off nicely. Like 30, 40 points? Okay, we can make that easy. We're talking 7 points per line. We've already made it, no problem. So, okay, good drop down. Now I want white to lose. I just have a dislike of the poking point now. Don't like it. But black knows it's a scam, so he doesn't answer. It's like, okay, yeah, cut me. That stone's 4 lines long. What do you think that one cut's gonna do to it? Even if you cut, you can't even jump up and threaten to surround it. So what are you doing? Looks like we're being a little bit desperate, shall we say? We're kind of trying to reduce quickly. We're going to obviously build. We're not going to do this one. Because now it looks like we've screwed up. Like, what is this wall doing? It's like literally only killing 1 stone. So like 40 points to kill 1 stone, you probably lost the game. Yeah, this is bad direction. You've probably already lost. So okay, blocking towards our stuff. there, into there. Nice and easy. Keeping it low so we can build. White's like, okay. I'm not stupid. One way we're not going to win, and this is the way that the, Fox players are going to probably try to kill you, is they're just going to dive on in, right? At that point, and this is kind of important indeed, you would get rid of Sente, or not get rid of Sente, sorry, use Sente to get rid of your weaknesses, and then you would just counterattack it from a strong position. So here, we're going directly into the cut. And now we have surprise. I can't emphasize how much I'm surprised by what occurs next. Because remember, this isn't an amateur game. This is an 8-dan professional versus a 9-dan professional game. playing in the preliminary matches for one of Japan's most prestigious titles, right? So it's a bit of a big deal. So he extends. Okay. But Black scratches his head. It's like, wait a minute. You didn't like Hane and make the thing larger. So are you alive? I don't know. Now, to be fair, had he done so, the cut isn't actually Sente right now because ladders and what have you. So this whole area might wind up going to the opponent on the 6th line. So we're definitely going to equal that bottom left-hand corner. Maybe that's why he was worried, right? Because you can't do this. You can't do this. So all we're doing is like trying to do something here. And we're rapidly not falling behind necessarily. But we are giving away a lot of points. Maybe he decided, ooh, I can get in more instead. But this, you just poke at the edges. And, yeah, you got a dead group. White goes for the surround. Okay. But 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You'd think, oh, this is fine. Because we just capture first. But here's the problem with that. If you play here, you got this one. If you play here, you've got this one. If you play here, you gain another liberty. So you are capturing the corner. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 points. Okay, getting close to 20, which is about half of the left-hand side. That's problematic, right? Needless to say, didn't do that one. Went ahead and extended. All right, so yeah. White is dead in the bottom right-hand corner. But it's okay. He's got a big lower left-hand corner. Now he's expanding. This move shows that Black understands the need for territory. He's slowly climbing over the 3 stones on the right for White. And he's threatening 6th line territory to pick up a whole heap and more amount of points. So we don't have to worry about that bottom left-hand corner anymore. We've already equaled it. Okay, carry on. Okay, that is very surprising. That right there is very surprising. Because White, being a professional 9-dan, could absolutely just be like, all right, we're going to go ahead and do something like this. And then try to take territory for ourselves. He has a huge bottom left because, again, that bottom left-hand exchange, very, very bold for Black to just grant 40 points away to his opponent. In Gote, I might add. So he should have enough points to just be able to chill and just keep developing. But he says, no, I'm going to kill you, you stupid fuel. And God. Now the problem with this is very, very obvious. So Pika, what's the problem with this?
I think White can be surrounded pretty easily.
Why would you say that?
Well, first of all, it's got a large knight, so it can be cut, I think. But secondly, Black can just like play on top and pretty easily kill it, I think.
Yeah, the whole sector line dealio. It seems a bit weird. And it's not like, oh, it's fine because Black has to worry about like the cutting point at A or something. It's like, no, the corner's dead. There's nothing to worry about there. So that's very strange. Now, the reason why I picked this game isn't just because of, hey, bottom right hand died. That's cool. Or, hey, the black's decision on the left hand side was very, very bold, and we don't really see that anymore. So that's cool. But it's also the continuations from here, because it's really, really easy to make a mistake and lose all of the possible potential you have here. And then all you have is the bottom right, which isn't enough, and you lose the game. So we have to make sure that we play very, very solidly. To that end, black decides to go with a nice solid diagonal rather than another small knight, because then he'd have a small knight into a small knight, and then we'd have to be like, oh shoot, what's going on here? Is it even possible to kill this? I'm not even sure anymore. There's just like so much shape occurring, or whatever. So he's being very, very solid. White is still trying to go for that shape. I love the forcing move. It's like, you know what? Hold on. Time out, time out. Forcing moves first, everybody. Hang on, we can get back to murdering each other on the bottom of the board. But first, forcing moves. Black says, or White says no. Black says I can actually do life and death. White says, good point. Yes, you can. I'm just testing you. Just testing you. Because if you kind of did something like this one, you could theoretically have some kind of co-dealio here. Like, it's probably not going to be a thing, and it's like a 3 or 4 step co or something. But it's possible, right? As long as it's possible, and no. Here, we just get rid of it. There's no co, there's no problems. If we had played here, we would probably play this one now. Because if this is blocked, S2 can never be taken, right? Self-Atari. So, best way to capture all the things. That I did not see coming at all. I was focused completely on, okay, how do we answer the bottom? How do we answer the bottom? How do we answer the bottom? No, black's decision is you're not connected. And I actually overlooked that fact. The corner's dead. This and this will never connect. If it's never going to connect, you don't have to answer it, and you can just keep making a mess, essentially. So here we go. Now we're making a bigger mess on the board. White, still trying to get in some kind of reduction here in the middle of the board. That's going to be a no. Still going to be a no. Now, to mind liberty counts, we do have to go back and do this now, because there's only like 3 liberties now to 1, 2, 3, 4, so we'd lose the capture race. So we do have to play here. Can't ladder, because you wind up Atariing the stairs. So we have to extend. And it looks like we're going to be getting the entire bottom on the 7th line now. White doesn't like that. So he's coming out. Now this is resembling a game on Fox, but admittedly, we can see black's group in the lower left getting into a little bit of trouble, which is why after 1 defense, we seek to remove that. I do wonder what would have happened if white committed to this. Because there's so many ways for this to go. Like, you could just be like, all right, we're going to kill this. This is going to die. But then we're going to go and play here. Like, that would require some counting. But definitely a bit of a more interesting game, in my opinion. Instead, white's trying to save everything. And that's difficult to do. Looks like black's going to be just fine. Again, a diagonal threatening immediately that surround, not creating weaknesses, not jumping out and creating cutting points to poke at. Super solid play. Again, if we jump out here, it creates weaknesses. If we small knight, it can be cut, so we have a diagonal. This is once again threatening a surround. So now we have the infamous 5 diagonals. Kind of. It's kind of ruined by L7, but no one's perfect. This is important because we can also push and cut and now kill. If white had only come out now, then this is captured because you can't do anything to get out of it. So, all right, needed that move. Connecting solidly. White's trying to get some stuff done. Black's just like, I'm alive. White now has to be like, well, I guess, yes, you are. Time to not be surrounded. And now we have Sente again. So we have to decide what is important here in Sente. And what's important here are vital points, believe it or not. Vital points, super, super important. Well, vital stones, I guess you would say. To that end, who can hazard a guess as to what the most important stones on this board are now?
I'm not sure if I have a... Go ahead.
The P9 group?
9999999. Yes, those are the only stones that are in danger. White has ensured that black's mostly alive in the bottom left-hand corner. We can't imagine how this group is going to be surrounded in one move. But we kind of can't imagine, like, yeah, we're getting some pretty awkward squeezy times on the 3 stones. So those are the vital stones right now. Why are they vital? Because they are keeping this and this separated. If these 3 stones die, that is an amazing win for white. I don't mean locally, I mean in the entire game. So we must save those. Now we're attacking. Trying to do something here. And shape is going to be super important once again. There are a lot of little shape problems here that black gets correct. And it's actually quite nice. For example, this cutting stone. How are we going to capture this? We can't ladder it. Attarring it looks like it's going to just get rid of our own stones. This nose little guy, however, is interesting. White comes out. So essentially what happens here is this doesn't work because that's Atari into Atari. That doesn't work because Atari, again, that one liberty keeps saving the day. Same thing here. So the only thing that we can do is this one into this one. But now it's still 2 liberties to 3. That's not what we were going for. So we can do this one. But that didn't do anything now, did it? Because this, remember, still quite fine. Still quite fine. No problems at all. Yeah, so that wouldn't matter. So this little nose hit is, again, a nice, brilliant play from black. Like, over and over again, we're getting a nice showcase on why, one, black was promoted recently from 7p to 8p. Cool. And we can see why he was first made professional. Because he's completely on point with all of his shapes. Keeping in mind the variation that we just showed. With this, that, this one. There we go. Because of the Hane, if white tries to go down this path again, we are now capturing... Oops, go away. We are now capturing the 2 stones. So, cool. Can't do that. We get blocked. Still fine, because the 2 stones get captured. And out we go. Time to connect to try to surround. Looks like we can't surround. So now, I was going to ask it again, but people who watch it in the video, they saw my mouse hover over it, so let's go ahead and say it. Now, these are the most important stones because this is huge to counterattack. So we're connecting on up. We can do this because, once again, the A group is not in immediate danger to die. Right? Like, how do you surround it? You can't surround it in one move. So we're fine. We're good. White tries to attack it anyway, because what else can you possibly do? Got the Hane. Getting some defenses in. Going back to not die in the entire right-hand side of the board. White is now fine. It's hard to imagine trying to kill this anymore. So he takes another big point, poking at white's shape. All right, had to defend. Otherwise, we're going to get cut off because this is a 2-space extension that you're poking at now. Now we're surrounding and taking more top territory. So white is just in danger over and over and over again. And this is kind of important, ever since this, we haven't really seen white pick up very many points, while black is constantly threatening to pick up more stuff throughout this fight. So this is a really brilliant game played by black. He had to have been absolutely thrilled with how he played this game. His opponent's trying not to die. His opponent, of course, being a professional 9-dan. White wants a solid eye here. Instead, sorry. Instead, he connects, threatening to cut through or surround. White says you can't surround me. So black takes some more points. White's still not alive. We still technically don't have a single solid eye here, right? Because this is still a thing. So here we go. Can't wedge in between because double Atari, so we're clear. Making threat to connect, the cutting point now works. So this counterattack won't do anything as long as R12 is still playable. R12 is no longer playable. And now it is. And now it's not. So we go back and live. White says, I surround you. Black says you should not be dead. White says that's a good point. Let's not be dead. So black is fine. White's trying to connect in a little bit of a greedy fashion. But here's the thing again about black. He doesn't let you get away with greedy moves. We saw that over in the bottom right when he immediately pounced on his opponent and killed the corner because he played away instead of live. And here, this move does not technically connect yet to the group that has no eyes. So black says, are you really alive here? White immediately turns around and goes to get shape. Shape. And again, black's there to ask, are you really alive here? Looks like we're going to Co. Though, to be fair, he could avoid Co right now by extending at J18. White could. Unfortunately, that would mean you connected up in Gote. So that wouldn't be the greatest thing ever. So instead, we're going to try to fight this. Obvious poke is very, very obvious. White says, I will kill everything. Black says, funny, that's my line. Oh my god, someone is dead. Oh, yeah. Like I said at the start of this could have been a candidate for the bloodiest game of this year, but I know it's not going to win out. Because, yeah, everything's dying. Like, everything on the bottom of the board has been killed. Like, the bottom right-hand corner is dead. Black's now dead in that middly left area. But the question now is, can White survive with his group? Black says there's no way. Gotta be careful here. Don't want to get killed. Alright, trying to live. No code to connect. This is a time Suji. Absolutely is. Cuts on through. Double taps to make sure that this is dead. Double tapping to make sure that this is dead. It's like, hey, can I have an eye? No. Alright, well then I need this eye. And Black says, do you really? White says, yeah, I really need that eye. Well then you lose this one. It's like, hey, can I kill the group you're using to kill me? No. Because me, I cutting points. Which means the entire middle is dead. Because it's not a ko, right? If we take this ko back, you could just go ahead and play here. If he plays here, oops, sorry, not there. If he plays here, you go ahead and reduce that back down to 2 liberties. Wait, that's wrong. Wait, don't do that. I lied. Okay, I'm not confused anymore. Yeah, liberties are a thing. Liberties are a thing. Yeah, this into this. And then we don't have to worry about that, because if he plays here, there's there. And that's never going to be a problem. Okay. So yeah, anyway, long story short, after this move, White has to resign. So Black wins the game. Because all of that's dead. Hey, score estimator. You got the score on this one? Looks like Black is ahead by 40 points now, which is a weird number. Because it's like, wow, all of that's dead. I bet he's ahead by like 100 points. But he's not, because the bottom left-hand corner is also stupidly huge. Right? Like, that's 40 points. But yeah, instead, this being like 60 points, or 70, I guess, is just not worth enough territory. Sorry, it's just not worth enough territory. You would think it would be, and unfortunately, you'd be wrong. So, crazy game. But I love that this was a game set up completely by a very, very risky and yet brave decision from Black to just give his opponent 40 points in Gote at the start of the game. Okay. So, looking. Oh, actually, oh my god. I am sorry. I would not have guessed that that variation is completely fine from the AI. It likes it. Black's ahead. It's an even game, don't get me wrong, but the game always starts off with White being ahead, right? So the fact that we look at this exchange and Black's up by like 0.5 when he's usually down by a bit. Yeah, AI loves this for Black. This is a fantastic variation for Black, apparently. I never would have imagined. I never would have imagined. To be fair, I think it's because he didn't connect here. And by here, let me go ahead and show you. I think it's because black or white didn't connect here. But the reason why a lot of people don't do that is because then this occurs. Because now you've got like light shape everywhere. And that can get really, really awkward. Can't believe I'm about to say this, but if I see a position this way, I might actually attach this to grow, because I really like that wall. And I never would have imagined that AI would be like, yeah, black, do this all the time. Just give away the 40 points. The wall is fantastic. But here we are. Okay. That's still crazy to me. I'll need some time to wrap my brain around that one. Because usually, any variation that gives a lot of territory to the opponent, the AI is like, oh, why'd you do that one? But yeah, this one, yeah, loves it. Completely digs it. Couldn't get enough of it. Interesting. Either way, I thought this game was fantastic. I haven't seen, like, a bold, growy kind of game like this in a while. And apparently, it even has the AI seal of approval. So it's completely valid even in the modern meta. Nice. Nice. Way to go. Way to go. I like it. And I hope you all liked it. Not just because of all the death involved, but all of like the really, really solid plays that Black made to keep the weak groups weak and the pressure firmly on his opponent. That was a really, really good lesson in solidly attacking. Yeah, the fighting was fantastic. Again, Black only wins like about half his games, but you can definitely see why he made professional. Even if he isn't the most consistent of professionals, I think this is definitely a nice little highlight on what earned him that rank. Either way, I'm gonna go eat. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will be back next week.